Hi there, and welcome to She Spice. That was Monique discussing all that she needed to endure because of a portion of Hollywood's graes, an allegation that has separated many fans, causing a seething discussion via web-based entertainment Inquisitively. The great plant has it that digital recording host Joe Rogan has evidently tossed his weight behind Monique, which has sent shockwaves all through media outlets. So what did Joe Rogan say? How can it influence media outlets and the people pulling the strings? Stay tuned. I'll fill you in. And regarding it, fanatics of Monique are humming with energy as their one jokester is visiting with Feline Williams and selling out shows anyway. Their fervor arrived at a breaking point, while tattle-making adjusts on the web proposed that Joe Rogan was purportedly backing her large numbers of her. Fans feel that this move is a confirmation that their object of worship had been coming clean from the beginning. Everything began when the webcast have chosen to welcome Feline Williams to his digital rec. Ordering after his meeting on the club Shay, as per Rogan, he cherished Feline Williams and needed to have him on his show, likely to uncover every one of the ills happening in media outlets. I generally cherished Feline. I love felines, so I don't realize he did a meeting. He said I wouldn't have him on. I'm like, what are you referring to? I'll have you on. We should go twice whenever at whatever point you need to stop by. Call me Joe Rogan himself. A previous humorist has borne the brunt of the useness when certain industry players took actions to get him dropped, very much like Monique and Feline Williams. Joe Rogan is known for not bowing to the foundation and has taken on an unrelenting mentality towards talking reality, or what he accepts as reality. Last year, a couple of individuals detailed the famous podcaster to Spotify, guaranteeing that his digital broadcast ought to be eliminated in light of the fact that he utilized the nerd. In his reaction, Joe guaranteed that his naysayers had taken a portion of his old clasps outside any connection to the subject at hand and consolidated them to make a specific story. Their point was to paint him in a terrible light and get him booted off the Spotify stage on one of his digital recording episodes, the UFC Ringside Observer said. This is a political work. They're taking everything that I've at any point said that is off base and smooshing it all together. He made sense of that. He utilized the words not in a bigoted way as his fault finder. And doubters are causing it to appear to be, as per him, he'd proactively apologized for a portion of the things that he said in the past, yet the unforgiving horde, who could do without his governmental issues and perspective, are still determined to even the score. The podcaster then had a few useful tidbits for the people who are attempting to boycott him. It's not useful, like on the off chance that you're investing all your energy attempting to go after an individual as opposed to attempting to better yourself. You're not going to do. Also, you're fooling around. That is the reason they're not fruitful. It's like it's in a real sense poison for yourself. He said inquisitively. That wasn't whenever sure disappointed people first attempted to drop Joe Rogan in the repercussion of the coronavirus pandemic. A few specialists blamed the UFC Variety Observer for misleading general society. Equipped with that data, a significant number of his doubters requested of Spotify to dismiss him from the stage. Yet the organization stayed with their generally paid attention to podcaster. So however, this episode isn't about Joe Rogan. I added it for setting to provide you with a thought of how Pat Williams and Monique have languished over expressing their real thoughts in media outlets, currently given how individuals have called for Rogan's head. It's reasonable he would uphold Monique Hicks for the difficulties she's encountering in media outlets, very much like Joe Rogan. Monique got renounced when he chose to oppose the low compensation and the abuse of dark specialists in Hollywood. Besides the fact that she got repudiated, yet the entertainer and joke artist got lowballed on bargains that she got with television stations and streaming stage. Monique's woo begun when she attacked the issue in earnest and chastised Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and Lee Daniels for boycotting her. As per the entertainer, Tyler Perry believed her should complete a media visit to advance the 2009 film Valuable a Film, and for which Monique won Best Supporting Entertainer anyway. Monique rejected, demanding that she needed a break to enjoy with her family since she'd been away for a really long time. Regardless of whether she consented to do the promotion visit, the leader makers would need to pay for her closet, cosmetics, hair, and transportation. Monique made sense of that. She had sufficiently forfeited to take a measly $50,000 for the job, so requesting that she penance her assets to advance the film would come down in on her funds. As per Monique, Tyler Perry concurred with her, shook her hands, and said he comprehended her position. She guaranteed that later the media entertainer called up Lee Daniels to gripe about her. He then, at that point, marked her challenging to work with, and at last Hollywood makers, chiefs, and projecting specialists began to keep away from her at all costs. She later guaranteed in a meeting with the Hollywood columnist that the overseer of valuable Lee Daniels called her to tell her she was boycotted. When she asked everything, the explanation was the chief said to her better half was requesting an excess of "I got a call from Lee Daniels perhaps 6 or 7 months prior, and he shared with me, Monique, you've been renounced. And I said, I've been repudiated, why have I been debased? And he said, in light of the fact that you didn't play the game. And I said, well, what game is that? And he gave me no reaction. The following point he made to me was, your better half is outbidding you. However, he never asked me what pay we were requesting. You realize my better half demonstration and maker Monique Hicks, and I needed to change things so we wouldn't need to rely upon others, so we do it autonomously. She proceeded with that. The business was loaded with individuals who need to exploit others. And on the off potential for success that you had your ground, you were named as tasteless, a mark that she bore on many times. She made sense of that. Whoever has marked her troublesome may have attempted to exploit her. However, she held fast. Whoever those individuals are who say Monique is troublesome, those individuals are either cold-blooded, merciless, or deal with individuals like they're useless, and that is inadmissible. They're set to say Monique is tactless. She's crude. She transferred the data to Oprah, who additionally concurred with her feelings. Yet very much like Tyler, the television moderator never really lightened Monique's predicament. Accordingly, Monique got down on Oprah openly for her supposed twofold norms, addressing why Oprah wouldn't freely back her anyway. One of her serious issues with Oprah originated from the way that the moderator talked with Monique's family without her agree. As indicated by Monique, Oprah at first called her to tell her that her sibling needed to hit on her show to apologize to her for what he did. Your sibling needs to come on the show, and he needs to apologize to you for Oprah purportedly said, and he needs to advise others how to pay special attention to hunters. She closed. Monique was reluctant, making sense of that. This was a sibling who saw her as a kid, so she believed nothing should do with him. By and by, Monique gave the go-ahead for the meeting that perhaps her sibling had improved exclusively to understand that Oprah had welcomed different individuals from her family, including her mom. As per Monique, she felt sold out by Oprah's signal, as she guaranteed that it was just her sibling who was coming on the show. Monique jested, you doubt Lee crossed me. Sister Monique said, had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mother on the show, I would have said, closed that thought down. She guaranteed that her family once contacted Barbara Walters to show up on her syndicated program. However, she would not have them since she was unable to do that to her companion. As per Barbara Walters, Monique had recently won the honor for Best Supporting Entertainer and was partaking in her second at the center of attention, hence she didn't think it was as shrewd to carry her family to uncover the previous. It could take the sparkle and consideration from Monique's very first Oscars anyway. That wasn't the main issue the joke artist had with Oprah. Monique has likewise faulted the moderator for taking film jobs that were intended for her. As per their joke artist, the overseer of the steward, Lee Daniels, once hit her up and told her that he believed her should play Gloria Gaines. However, Oprah Winfrey had taken it as per Lee Daniels he had no cash at that point, and hinted that Oprah utilized her monetary muscles and industry associations with wrestle the job from her. She said that exactly the same thing happened when she was offered a job in a Richard Earlier by biopic. Monique claimed that Oprah again called the overseer of the film and demanded playing the part, thus she got the job. And Monique returned home with nothing. Soon, Monique saw that this turned into an example, like in purposeful work to remove her from the film business. Addressing Shannon Sharpe during her new appearance on The Club, Monique jested, how does a person of color win when you say here? And I focused on the local area and say, how long do we permit us to continue to be taken advantage of, taken benefit of, on the grounds that we figure someone can offer us a chance on the off chance that we push working like that? Shannon, you're along to have a ton of us sitting here in a similar seat, practically recounting a similar story. Monique quipped that she'd attempted a few times to converse with Oprah secretly about the issues. However, the business big shot had denied to oblige her. I attempted to converse with you secretly, however at that point you turned into the incomparable powerful Oprah Winfrey, and you were excessively occupied to talk. Well, presently I will discuss it. The humorist said she had consistently cherished Oprah and admired her as her good example. She was a triumphal person of color worth copying. Subscribe She Spice for more video.